This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahamas Football Association will take center stage this weekend as they play host to a pair of teams from within the CONCACAF region. We get that story from Jared Higgs.
Beach soccer will be on full display this weekend as the Bahamas is set to host the Lucayan Cup. The tournament will feature powerhouse Mexico and regional competitor Trinidad and Tobago. The team's interim coach, Angelo Sharinzi, has been training the side for 10 days, and he says lots of progress has been made in that short space of time.
I feel very well today because 10 days ago we started and the team improved a lot. I wanted to learn, I give them a fighting spirit, this is one thing, and of course also some tactical aspects, some discipline on the field. We are improving all days the technique and the mentality. Top Bahamian soccer player Leslie St. Fleur will feature prominently in the tournament.
For the time we've been here, everyone feel happy, we learn new stuff every day, so we're feeling confident with the coach and what he brings to the table, we are able to go put it out there in the game.
Chris Davis and Aaron Hanna have been with the team for the past few years. They've both got their eyes on the Beach Soccer World Cup, which is scheduled to be hosted in the Bahamas in 2017.
We've come a long way since 2009, since we first competed internationally, and every year we've made big improvements. And, this year, leading up to the World Cup, we expect to do big things.
We expect a hard, tough-fought battle. Mexico are preparing for some major tournaments, most notably in Dubai coming up. And, we just want to, like I said, cement ourselves. We host the World Cup in 2017, so we just want to show the world that we can compete amongst the world's elite teams,
Jaime Thompson is the youngest player on the squad. At the tender age of 16, he says he's ready to go head-to-head with the region's best.
You have to be prepared for anything that comes at you. Playing with everyone bigger. I'm obviously the smallest player on the pitch. I've been able to adapt my way of play on the pitch to allow me to maneuver through such strong players.
The games will kick off on Friday at 6:30 p.m. with the Bahamas taking on Mexico at the BFA Beach Soccer facility at Malcolm Park North. Jared Higgs, ZNS Total Sports.
Thanks a lot, Jared. Well, the 2015 track and field season produced a number of outstanding performances for the Bahamas. It was all capped off by a pair of medals at the IAAF World Championships. And tonight, Charles Fisher speaks with one of those medalists about this past season and the road ahead.
An up-and-down season which looked like it may have been over after pulling up at a meet in Europe. Shawnee Miller stayed the course and is on the right path.
It's been a rough year for me, but, my coaches, they're top coaches, and, they know exactly what they're doing, and, they took me step by step with everything, and, we hit a lot of walls throughout the journey, but, to be able to come up with a silver medal at such a young age, it was a learning experience for me to compete with Alice in those, and, I know that my time is going to come soon, and, I'm just going to sit back and wait patiently for it.
Practice resumes next month after a short break. Rio, few months away.
That's the main focus now. Now we can completely put a focus on it. But I'm excited for it, and we'll see what it brings.
Double?
We'll see how the season goes. But for now, we're just going to stick to the 400.
She's world ranked in both the 400 and 200 meters. The double is being done before by Australian Kathy Freeman and French lady Marie-Jose Perec.
If you look at it, when they really did try the double, it was later in their careers, and I'm still starting out with my season and my career and everything else, and eventually I'm definitely going to do a double, but we'll see how season goes. Like I said, and the schedule also, it's never going our way, but we'll see how things go next year.
2016 will be quite an interesting year. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Well, Assistant Regional Director for FIBA Americas, Victor Mansour, is in town, and he spoke a bit about the purpose of his trip.
The purpose of the visit here is to do an evaluation, to do an assessment of what basketball in the Bahamas is like right now. So we'll try to get a scope for the entire understanding, that being players, coaches, officials, administration, facilities, amount of kids that play, high school ball, pro leagues, anything that is basketball related, so FIBA can get an understanding how basketball is being executed here in the country. Right now, I am in the phase of putting all that information together That's going to go back to FIBA, and then FIBA is going to evaluate that we need point A, B, and C covered. So then they can develop a plan for the Bahamas to try to keep on improving in basketball.
The BAISS private school softball season back on the diamond yesterday. Julian Gibson has a look back at some of the action.
St. Andrews senior boys scored 9 big runs in the second inning. In the third inning, they added on 11 more, 20 runs in the ball game. St. Andrews stopping St. Anne's 20-9.
First of all, we started off with 7 runs against us, and the pitcher was throwing a lob. I told the guys, don't be aggressive with the lob. You got to wait for a flat pitch, and then you can hit a better ball. So once we started doing that, we were able to get the runs back, get in the game, take the lead, and then outrightly win the game. We know making the playoffs, we need a miracle, but we look at the rebuild as far as next year going on and getting back to where we used to be, a championship team, and being at least in the playoffs. So this year was a year that we looked to get in the playoffs. We didn't have the opportunity, but we're going to use it to be a year we can rebuild, get our younger guys, better players, playing better, and then hopefully next year we'll be back in the playoffs, and then hopefully soon, or even next year, championships again.
And midway through the season, what improvements do the senior boys need to make?
Just getting a better feel of play for my guys. You know, we started off late. The season started earlier than usual. We didn't get the practice that we needed, only 1 week of practice. And if we had started the regular 3 weeks after the school opened, I think we'd have been a much better team. So my guys are not where we should have been earlier because we didn't have the practice. But now that we actually been playing more, you can see the production in the team, the bat, the defense. So just wanted to have more practice would be all I asked for.
Now in the junior girls softball game, Queens College Comets, boy, they held on to beat Nassau Christian Academy Junior Girls 13-9. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
Thanks a lot, Julian. Well, sporting facilities in the central and southeast Bahamas were affected by the wrath of Hurricane Joaquin, and the Bahamas Olympic Committee is doing its part to help out.
The sporting community met last night and we went over some things as to what we would like to do. And from the Olympic point of view, what we did is we sent letter to the IOC, letter to PASO, letters to ANOC, asking them to assist us because we got to go around. Later on, we'll be going to this family island looking at playing fields or whatever was damaged in the sporting community. So we'll be able to assist from that point of view. But then another committee was appointed to look at some other things that we expect to do.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.